Building complex AI voice systems has always been done from a single prompt. That is a set of instructions you give the AI to manage the phone call. But the issue has always been, how do you build way more complex AI phone agents meant to handle a wide variety of functions and still maintain reliability? That's where Retell AI's conversational flows come in. So today I'll take you through building an advanced AI phone agent for a hotel business. The agent can handle customer inquiries as well as making bookings, checking in and out of the hotel, giving recommendations, for example, food recommendations or like places they could visit to have fun, etc. So let's jump into it. So as I mentioned, we're building this over on Retell AI, arguably one of the best voice bot building platforms out there. There's also Vapi, which I really like, but for now we'll work with this. So log into your Retell dashboard. If you don't have an account, go ahead and create one. Then you log in, click on create an agent. Then you want to click on conversation flow agent, start from blank. So you'll arrive at this specific dashboard where you're going to build the entire workflow. So you can see here on the left, you have what we call nodes. Just think of nodes like this performs a certain function. For example, giving a response to the user, or actually executing a function, or transferring a call to an actual human agent, etc. So that's the function of a node. It does a specific thing. So the one that you're going to be using most of the time is the conversation node, and I'll just take you through that. So I'll just delete this first, and we'll start with our beginning message so that when the call has been received, the AI says a specific statement. So our AI agent will start the phone call with this statement. Hello, this is Mary from Paro's Hotel. How may I assist you today? You can notice this can either be a static sentence or an actual prompt. So the static sentence is the AI will say this verbatim, the exact statement that you put in here. But if you have it as a prompt, the AI will dynamically decide what to say in this specific time. So you can see you can have it as a prompt or a static sentence. If it's a prompt, you can just tell the AI something like greet the user and ask what they need assistance with. So that could be your beginning. So just to test this out, you'll come here, click outside, then click on test. Then test LLM because you just want to chat with it. Then you can just say hi. Then you can see it say, hey there, how can I help you today? Is there something you need assistance with? So that's a prompt, but just to give you an example, if I put static sentence and test this out, let's see what happens. I'll delete this specific test, then we'll start a fresh one. Hello. You see, it just says, greet the user and ask what they need assistance with. So that's not proper. So we'll just keep it at the prompt. Then we move on. So once the AI greets the user, we want to determine what to do next. So based on what the user responds with, something like, hi, hope you're well. I'm just looking to make a new booking. Based on what they say is when we will execute a different function. And that's where transitions comes in play. Once the user gives a response, based on that response, we will follow different pathways. So for that, we'll give a transition. So the first one could be, the user wants to make a booking. The next one, so I'll just click on this one. The next one could be, the user wants to check into the hotel. The third one, so I'll click plus over here. It's a prompt. So this one is, the user wants to check out of the hotel. So those are the three conditions that can happen. Of course, we could have more. You could add that based on your specific preferences or the specific scenario you're trying to achieve. So if the user wants to make a booking, we want the AI to thank them for reaching out and go ahead and to ask for their booking time. So for that, we'll add a conversation block, and you'll notice this block will be using it most of the time. So I'll just drag this over there. Then I'll have a prompt to tell the AI, just thank the user for reaching out, then ask them when they'd like to make a booking. So we'll continue building that, but let's build out the flow for when they want to check into the hotel. So I'll add another conversation block here. Then this one, the AI should thank them for reaching out, then please ask for their booking code. So that's the next one. Lead that on there. Then scroll down here, add another conversation node. Then this one is for when they want to check out from their hotel room. Thank them for reaching out, then ask for their room number so that we can go ahead and check them out of their hotel room. So for that, I'll lead this node and connect them accordingly. Notice when you're working with conversational flows, you need to arrange your nodes properly, because once you add more nodes, it could get quite messy. So it's good practice to create some space and just arrange your nodes properly so that they can appear more visually appealing, so that you can understand what is going on based on the conversation. So if they want to make a booking, the AI will thank them and ask for the time they want to make a booking. So from there, two things could happen: is they actually provide the booking time or not. So we'll have two transitions for that. The first one is user has provided their booking time. The next one, add a transition. And notice I'm clicking on prompt because the transition could be in two ways. One is you just let the AI determine which specific pathway to follow based on what the user has responded with. And that's why when you click add, you're adding a prompt transition. The AI is determining the transition to follow through with. But you could set the actual condition of which pathway to follow based on the conversation. So for that, you'll put an equation transition. You could add a couple of conditions that need to be met for that transition path to be followed. So that's why you'd come and put in here, all conditions need to be met. Then you add the condition where a specific variable is equal to a certain value, or a specific variable is greater than something. So you can add different conditions so that the AI determines what pathway to follow. Not the AI, I mean the actual condition is what determines what pathway to follow. But now I'll delete that. Then we move on. So once the user has provided their booking time, we want to go ahead and execute a function to book them into their hotel room. So for that, you need just to add a conversation node, because one, we want to thank them for providing their booking time. So that's the first thing. You see, I added the node and all of a sudden it disappeared. So this actually, I think it's in beta mode, because sometimes this conversational flow builder starts to tweak where you add a node, then it disappears for some reason. Could be my laptop, don't know. But if you're experiencing this, just comment down below and we can reach out to Retell for that. But otherwise, you want to thank them for providing their booking time. Then we continue to actually book them into a hotel room. So for that, we'll connect the node there accordingly. Oh, forgot to describe this transition is the user has not provided their booking time. Okay, so yeah, once the AI thanks them for providing their booking time, we want to immediately execute a function. So in such a case, we don't want to wait for the user to give a response so that we determine what pathway to follow. We want to just continue and book them into a hotel room. So for that, you'll click on this node, then toggle this skip response button. What that means, you can see it jumps to the next node without waiting for the user's response. So it automatically transitions following through a specific path, one pathway. And that's what we want to do. So after that, we want to execute a certain function. So you click on function here, add a tool. It's going to be a custom function, then give it a name. In this case, I want it to be a book in, and this description will be this tool is used to book the user into a hotel room. That's simple. That's a description. Then you want to enter a webhook URL that will handle executing the function of booking them into a hotel room. In this case, we are working with make.com, so I'll show you that. So you want to go to your make.com dashboard, create a new scenario. If you don't have an account, create one and log in. Then you'll arrive at something of the sort. What you want to start with is a webhook URL that will accept data from the AI conversation. So that is the actual booking time, so that you can book them in. So for that, click on webhooks, custom webhook. Click on add over here. Then you can give it a name or whatever, doesn't matter. Then copy address to clipboard, go back to Retell AI, then paste it in there, then come back here and click save. Okay, so it will need to send over some information to make.com in order to book the room. So for that, we need the booking time. Let's click on example 1 here, so that I'll do Control A. So you just select everything over here, Control A, Control C, then go to JSON editor. This is the website that you normally use to just structure your JSON properly so that it is syntax correct. So just go to jsoneditoronline.org, then you'll arrive at something of the sort. Delete everything that's in that first field and paste in whatever you have come up with. Then you want to tell the AI what information to extract from the conversation in order to execute this function. So the first thing we want to send over is the booking time. So I'll put that in, booking time. Then a description of what this is. This is the time the user wants to book into. That's simple. Then it's a required field in order to execute the function, so I'll put it there. Then Control A, Control C, go back to Retell, then delete all that and paste it in there. Okay? These are the parameters that need to be extracted, or rather the information that needs to be extracted from the conversation in order to execute this function. So click on format JSON there, then click on save. So that's added in. You want to click add again, then that's in place. connect that node in accordingly. Then let me drag this over here just to make it a bit more structured. Then once the function has been executed, we want to follow different pathways based on how successful it was in booking the room. So the first transition, because it's a prompt, I'll add it in there accordingly. So if the booking was made, and the next transition is if the booking was not made. So I'll just paste that in there, but this one is not made. If the booking was made, let me just leave this on over here and add another conversation node. Then we want the AI just to thank them for making their booking. So thank them for making their booking. It's just a prompt. Then let me connect the node in accordingly. Always remember that don't add a node in and fail to connect it to the workflow. But if the AI wasn't able to book them into a hotel room, we want to transfer them to the front desk so that the front desk human being can actually book them in. So for that, we want to add a conversation node over here. This one is just telling them, sorry, we couldn't book you in at the moment. Kindly give me a moment to transfer you to our front desk. So notice here, this I could have it as a static sentence and the AI would say it verbatim, but I can always just have it as a prompt so that it can dynamically decide what to do. So I'll connect in the nodes there accordingly. Then we move on. So here, once the AI says this statement, we want just to immediately forward them to the front desk. So for that, as we did initially, is we want to click on the node, then toggle on skip response so that it automatically just transfers the call. So I'll click on this node of transferring the call. It's called call transfer. Then let me connect it in accordingly. Then here you can go ahead and set up your configurations in terms of the number to forward the phone call to, if it's a cold or warm transfer, where that means if it's a cold transfer, it will just forward the call without giving the person who's receiving the call context on how the conversation went. You could have a warm transfer where the AI will brief the human being of how the conversation had gone. So you can see here, AI provides a deep brief to the next agent after transferring the call. So you can do all that in place. Then once the call has transferred, we want just to end it because now it's being handled by a different agent. So let me just add it there. So now that we have built out the booking in functionality, you can just quickly test it out. So I'll click on test over here. Delete this specific test that we were doing, then just start a fresh one, manual chat. Then I'll just say hi, hey there, can I help you today? Are you looking to make a booking, check-in, or maybe check out of the hotel? I want to book in. Thanks for reaching out. When would you like to make your booking? Say tomorrow at 10 a.m. So you see it says, oh, I'm sorry, we couldn't book you in at the moment. Just give me a moment. And I'll transfer you to our front desk to help you out. Then it goes ahead to transfer the call. So it goes through the transfer call node. Then it ends the call from there. Then from there you can see it saying that the transfer was successful. And why didn't it work is because our make.com scenario wasn't set to run. So we need to run it up. Then first of all, why are we saying run and we don't have a response to give to the AI? So once it receives the booking time, it will go ahead and do some functions to book them in. This could be like altering a record on your database for the hotel, or actually sending the hotel a message that there's this new customer wanting to book, etc. Then once it does that, it will send a response. So that's where we'll do a webhook response telling them that, so I'll add quotations there, and this is the booking was successful. So in this case, click save. In this case, we're just trying to simulate that the booking was successful. Okay, then click on save over here, then click on run once, then go back to Retell AI, delete this test, then let's start a fresh one, and let's see things happening. Hello, you can see my caps there are not working. I want to book in. Thanks for reaching out. When would you like to make your booking? So right now the scenario is running. Let me say tomorrow at 10 a.m. You can see the data came in and gave back a response. So let's see what it said. Awesome, your booking for tomorrow at 10 a.m. is all set. Thanks so much for booking with us. And you can see what happened from there is when they mentioned that they want to book in, the AI thanked them and asked them to provide their booking time. So it was on this node. The person provides their booking time over here as I did. Then it followed a node transition. So you can click on this. But then these specific things that you're seeing over here help you to see what is actually happening in the background. So it's good practice when you're testing out the voice bot always be clicking on them to see what actually happened. So once I provided the specific booking time, it checked and saw, did the user provide their booking time? Because that's the condition over here. User has provided their booking time. If that's the case, it will go ahead to the next node, which is called conversation, which is also another thing. Good practice to always name your nodes accordingly, so that you can easily know what node was doing what thing specifically. So it thanks them, then continues. You can see it thanks them, then moves on immediately. So when I click on this node transition, it moves on to this specific booking function, where it invokes a tool, which is the booking tool, and it will send over the booking time, which when you go to make.com and click on this bubble, you can see in the input bundle that there is some arguments that come in, and that is the booking time. Then the result from the tool is that the booking was successful, so you can see that there. So once it sees that was successful, it will go and check these transitions and follow the path accordingly. So since this statement is saying the booking was successful, the AI can say that the booking was actually made, and therefore it should follow through this path, which is thanking them for the booking, which is what it does over here. Awesome, your booking for tomorrow at 10 a.m. is all set. Thanks so much for booking with us. Then from there, it stops because we haven't continued building from here, which you can go ahead and build from there. So once that's done, let's go ahead now build the functionality for checking into a hotel room. For this, let me just leave this on here. Don't know where this is from. Thank you for providing your booking time. Let me just delete that. I think it duplicated itself. Then we can move on. So once they say they want to check into their hotel room, normally once someone books into a hotel, they'll get an email with their booking code. So this is what we are asking them, so that they can check in to that specific room. So based on the response, two things could happen: is they provide the booking code or not. So let's add those transitions in place. The first one is the user has provided their booking code. The next one is, let me add it in, it's a prompt transition. So user cannot provide their booking code. So if the user has provided their booking code, we want to immediately just check them into the hotel room. So for that, we'll add a function in place. It's a new function, so add a new function. It's a custom function. Give it a name. In this case, I'll call mine check in. You'll also notice I normally like camel case, where the first letter of the entire word is small, then any subsequent word starts with a capital letter. Don't mind me, it's just my programming background. So the description is this tool is used to check the user into their hotel room. Then we need to create a make scenario in order to execute this function. So we'll go back here to make.com, click on scenarios over here so that I can get a chance to create a new one. Create a new scenario. Then as usual, the scenario will start with an instant trigger that accepts information from the AI phone agent. So for that, it's a custom webhook, a webhook URL that we'll create. So add, click save. Doesn't matter, you can give your webhook a name, then copy address to clipboard, go back here to Retell AI and paste it in there. Then here you can click save. Okay, then in the parameters is we want to send in the booking code. So for that, just click on example 1, Control A, Control C, so to select the entire JSON structure. Go back to JSON editor over here, then paste it in there. Then we want to tell the AI what information needs to be extracted in order to execute this function. The first one is booking code. So it's the first and only information, which is the booking code. The description is this is the user's booking code. Okay, is it a required field? Yes, it is. So let's have that in place. Then Control A, Control C, go back to Retell here, then paste it in there. Click format JSON, then click on save. And that's what you need to do. Then it's a check-in one. Click on add. Then connect the nodes in accordingly. So it's from the user has provided the booking code, we want to execute the function. Okay, so the first transition, once the function has been executed, two things could happen is, one, they've been successfully booked in or not. So let me add the transition in place. It's a prompt transition. So I'll add that in accordingly, which is user successfully checked. You see, Retell a bit tweaking. So anyways, user successfully checked into their hotel. The next one is add the transition in place. And this one is user not successfully checked into their hotel. So if the AI has successfully checked them into their hotel, we just want the AI to tell them that. So it'd be like So in this case, a prompt just telling them, mention to them that their check-in was successful, just that. Then we can connect in the nodes in accordingly. So you can just see the picture is you'll always continue just building out the blocks, ensuring that there is no dead end. Dead end is where you reach this place and there is no connection to anything. So you'll continue adding more nodes or leading this on to previous nodes that was handling that specific functionality. So that's what you're going to be doing. So now let's go into building the checkout flow. So to check out, they need to provide their room number. So two things could happen here is they provide the room number or not. So the first transition would be at the transition prompt. The first one would be the user has provided their room number, and the next one is the user can't provide their room number. So for this, let me just drag it down here. Can I really do that? Drag that there. Wait, not working? Oh, there. Can I? Yeah, proper. I'm trying to, just for it to look a bit more making sense is to have this one up here and this one down here, but it's not working. Anyways, we'll continue. So if they have not provided their room number, we'll just tell them that we'll transfer them to our front desk for our front desk human agent to handle it from there. So for that, we'll add a conversation node. Then it's going to be, please provide the room number, otherwise we will transfer you to our front desk to check out. So in this case, I'll just have it as a static sentence. Notice that it doesn't really matter. I could have it in the prompt and the AI would say this verbatim, or I could have it as a static sentence. Okay, so I'll connect that in accordingly. So two things could happen over here is they actually provide the room number or not. So let's add in the transition. It seems a bit too repetitive, but it's actually how you're able to build an AI phone agent that is comprehensive to handle a wide variety of scenarios that can pop up. So in this case, the first transition is they provide their room number, and the next one is they don't provide it. So add a prompt transition there. Then this one is the user cannot provide their room number. So if they cannot provide their room number entirely, we need to transfer the call immediately. So we'll click on transfer call, lead this on accordingly. So this will go to, not that one, what am I doing? User cannot provide their room number. So let's just transfer it immediately. But if in either case, either over here or over here, they end up providing their room number, we want to execute a function to check them out of their hotel room. So for that, I'll click on functions, create a new function. It's a custom function. I'll call it checkout. Okay. Then this tool, the description is this tool is used to check them out, check the user out from their hotel room. Have I said hotel? hotel room. Anyways, we need to create a make scenario to ensure this is working in place. So go back here to make.com. You can go ahead and create a new make.com scenario for that. Notice that we created the check-in scenario and we didn't finalize it, but I think it was because it's obvious. In this case, we would just do some functionalities, then send back a webhook response. Okay, so in this case, we could just have a webhook response of the check-in was successful. Okay, so that's what we want the AI to do. Save that in place, click on save. Then let's go back here to scenarios and create a new scenario for checking out of their hotel room. So standard procedure, just click on webhooks, custom webhook. So create a webhook URL, add, save, copy address to clipboard, go back to Retell AI over here and paste it in there, save it over here, then come back here and ensure what do we need to extract from the conversation in order to check them out of the hotel. What is that? Is their room number. So for that, click on example 1, Control A, Control C. Ensure you're not copying everything. Control A, Control C. Go back to JSON editor over here, then just paste it in there. What you want is their room number. Then the description of that parameter is this. Can I really select that? This is the user's room number. Okay. Is it a required field? Yes, it is. Then put that there. Control A, Control C. Go back here and paste it in there. Click on format JSON, then click on save. Then that's in place. What you want to do is come back here, click on that checkout, then click on add. So once that's been added, just find some space for it. I think I'll have it up here. So once the user has provided their room number, we want to lead that on and check them out of their hotel room. Similar case to over here. If they provide their room number from over here, we need to check them out of their hotel room. So two things could happen: is that the checkout was successful or not. So let's add those transitions in place. The first one is that the room, come here, I've pressed Ctrl S either way. Let's just have that in place. If the room was checked out successfully, then the next one is that the room was not checked out successfully. You see, Retell need to work on this beta version. I'm supposing that it's beta because it has some tweaks. So once they've been checked out successfully, we want just the AI to handle it from there. So we'll add a conversation node, and in this case, it's just thanks for staying with us. Have a safe travel. Ask them if they have any last questions. So let me just connect the node in accordingly. So here, three things could happen: is the user has any further questions and they actually provide it, or they have further questions but don't provide the question, or they actually don't have any further questions. So we need to have those three transitions in place. So the first one there, the user has further questions but hasn't provided their inquiry. At the next one is the user has further questions and has provided their inquiry. Or the final one, so let me just add that in place. The final one is they actually have no other question. So if the user has no further questions, you just want to tell them goodbye and end the call. So just say goodbye and end the call. So in this case, we'll just wait to see that the user has said goodbye. So user has said goodbye, then is where we can go ahead and end the call. So we'll add an ending call node, so connect that in accordingly. Same case to over here, user has no further questions, connect it in accordingly. So if they say they have further questions but they haven't provided the question, we want the AI to prompt them to provide their question. So I'll add this in here. Ask them how you may be of assistance to them. So let me connect that in. That's for when the user has further questions but hasn't provided their inquiry. So let me connect that. So two things could happen here: is they actually provide it or not. So I'll click on the transition here. The first transition is user has provided their inquiry or not. Okay, so I have that in place. If they haven't provided their inquiry, after prompting them the second time, let's just say goodbye and end the call. Otherwise, we need to proceed and provide a response to their inquiry. So for that, we'll add a conversation node over here, then connect it in accordingly. So in this case, just tell the AI to assist the user with whatever request or question they may have, then ask if they need any further assistance. So then there are two things could happen: is the AI gives a response and the user has another has no further needs no further assistance. So the AI gives a response and ask them whether they have any other question. Then the user replies with no, not really. So for that, we'll follow that path. Otherwise, they could need further assistance. So for that, let's add a pathway for that. So user needs further assistance. So if they need further assistance, we need to ask them what they need assistance with. So for that, let's just lead this back to this previous node over here. So but if the user needs no further assistance, let's just say goodbye and end the call. And yeah, that's how you're able to build for the checking in functionality. I know we left the checking out functionality pending, but just wanted to give you a picture of how you're able to connect these nodes and build out your entire conversation flow. One thing I want to touch on is you could also have a global prompt over here. So the thing with the conversational flows is it ensures you're able to handle more complex functionalities following exact steps that you know have to always be followed. Okay, this is good for building AI phone agents that handle a wide variety of functions. For example, a phone agent to handle phone calls for a bank, it could be checking the account balance, or transferring a certain amount, or blocking a certain card that has been stolen. Like, all these functions need to follow certain pathways. But you want to also provide a global prompt that will be attached to every node. So all these nodes that you're seeing here, before they are executed, the global prompt will be attached to it to be used as context. so that the AI can be able to know we are in this specific node, but based on the global prompt, I need to perform this other function. So it knows it can jump from node to node. The global prompt ensures that you're giving context in every time the AI needs to give a response or execute a function. So in my case, I had a global prompt here. You are Mary, a helpful and enthusiastic digital receptionist from Mparo's Hotel. It's meant to be Mparo's, not Mparo. Mparo's Hotel. You help new and existing customers with our services. So these are the tasks it handles. Help customers make new bookings, teach them about our hotel services, help users checking in and out of the hotel, provide recommendations for food and activities, help with room service requests, help with housekeeping requests, transfer calls to the front desk or security, etc. So click on save, then we can move on. Another aspect I want to touch on is there's this thing called global node. What that does is you could be in a specific node over here. So let's say the AI is handling the conversation and the user has said they want to check in to their hotel room, and it's at this stage where it's thanking them for reaching out and asking them to provide their booking code. But when it's at this point, the user remembers, oh, I actually meant to say I want to check out. So in that case, we want the AI to immediately jump to the node that handles checking out of a hotel room. So for that, you need to make this node, okay, just click on it here. You can see here, global node. So toggle that on and give a condition that in order to jump to this specific node and handle checking out, you only do that if the user wants to check out of their hotel room. So that's the condition. Click outside, then exit. That's what is called a global node. So you want to do the same thing for these other nodes. So it also be a global node over here, such that if the AI is having a conversation with the user over the phone call, and we are in a specific part of the workflow, and they just mentioned they want to check in instead, we can be able to jump to this specific node. So if the user wants to check into their hotel room, okay, so that's what you do. Then you'll do the same thing for the one for booking in. So you can just go ahead and add that in place. Also, another thing is you can do, let's say, the global node feature to apply to several other nodes. So for example, I could add a call transfer node over here and ensure it's a global node, such that in whatever time the AI is interacting with the customer or the user, and the user says, transfer me to talk to a human agent, the AI can immediately just transfer the call. So that's why we want the transfer call node to be a global node. So click on global node over here and say this is if the user wants to talk to our front desk, something of the sort, or is concerned on their security, something of the sort. So in this case, that is the node that will handle that, transferring the call to an actual human agent. It could be the front desk, it could be the security team, etc. And yeah, that's it. That's how you're able to build complex AI voice systems by leveraging Retell's conversation flows. It's quite powerful. Just the other day I was building an AI voice bot for a bank, and of course not an actual bank, just a test to see that we can actually build one for a bank. I noticed that it can be, the reliability of the AI system diminishes once you start adding more and more functionalities, and that's where the conversational flows really help a lot to ensure each function is being executed at the right time, ensuring that the system is reliable 98% of the time. Anyways, that's it from me. If you want to work with our team to build such powerful AI systems, then there'll be a link in the description. Go ahead and book in a meeting with our team. Till next time, stay servy. Peace.